particular moment in time, I mean, I'm not going to laugh at somebody being fired or anything like that. But it's clear that he deserved it. That was one of the worst calls we've ever seen. We understand that. But when you hear the things that have been said about him and you consider his resume, I sincerely hope that, he has a nice pension plan and whatever, because I think this is his last job in the National Football League. He's been in there for 22 years. Obviously, he didn't have the greatest relationship in Cleveland with Freddie Kitchens and Todd Haley before they were, I'm sorry, not Todd Haley, Todd Haley and Freddie Kitchens, but, ultimately, he took over on an interim basis for Hugh Jackson once Hugh Jackson was let go. And then obviously there were some relationship issues there. He arrives in the New York Jets. He's running the defense. And you got players, numerous players, that were clearly frustrated, including specifically Marcus May out of Florida, 4 years in the National Football League, literally goes into the post-game conference and say, we have to execute, but you got to help us. You got to put us in the right position. And Jackson, when he's covering Henry Ruggs and you get no safety help over the necessary, so inept that to get fired in the immediate aftermath of that, being 62 years of age, being in the league for 22 years, I think this is probably his last job in the NFL, certainly as a coordinator, because I think it's the combination of the chances he takes, how it's not even questions about his intellect. It's his ego that gets in the way, which gives the impression that he's difficult to deal with. I think all of those things being taken into consideration, I'd be hard-pressed to imagine that somebody else is going to hire him as their defensive coordinator when you've got the second worst defense in the National Football League right now, and you just been fired with 4 games left in the season because this is the lasting memory, the indelible mark that you've punctuated your career with. I don't see him getting another job after this.
No, there's no way.
Bye, Felicia.
There's no way.
I would agree. We're presented by Progressive Insurance. All of our guests join us on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. I mean, it's not like Gregg Williams' reputation could get any worse on and off the field, so might as well just do it. ESPN NFL front office insider Mike Tannenbaum joins us this morning on the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Pennzoil synthetic motor oil is made from natural gas. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof's in the Pennzoil based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE. 5W30. Mike, you were a GM for a couple of different teams, including Gang Green. What do you think's going on in the front office first thing this morning after their latest debacle?
You're feeling heartbreak like everybody else. And look, you have to have one eye to the future, but you also have a responsibility to those players and coaches. And I agree, it's inconceivable how they defended that play yesterday. You have to defend the goal line, and you have Lamar Jackson, an undrafted free agent, trying to defend Henry Ruggs, the most explosive player one-on-one. It's inconceivable. But the other thing you're doing as a GM, you're looking towards the future. You're putting your list together so you're ready to go at the end of the year. And I just agree with Key said. It's really, there's no, at this point, I don't see there's any way that Adam Gase keeps his job at the end of the year.
Wait, Mike, I didn't say he's going to keep his job. I said there's no way.
No,
He agreed with you.
Oh, I thought he said he didn't agree with me. All right. Let me ask you this, though, Mike. Why hasn't the Jets fired him? Why haven't they fired him yet? Why are they holding on to him? Like, let it go.
You know, Key, right. Here would be my only sort of justification if I'm the Jets. 2 weeks ago was the first time this year that you had Sam Darnold with their top 3 receivers, Denzel Mims, Jamison Crowder, Rashad Perryman. And if you brought Adam Gase in to develop Sam Darnold, maybe you want to say, hey, over the last 6 weeks, is there any chance this could get better? So if you want to give him the benefit of the doubt, I guess that's the one reason you would have said, hey, let's give Sam Darnold and Adam Gase a chance together, because the last year and a half have been choppy due to injury, illness, whatever. But now we're at a point where I guess you're so close to the end, you might as well hold on to it. I really don't know, but to me, that would be the one explanation is let's give Sam Darnold the best chance possible to develop.
Would you hold on to it, though, Mike, as a general manager, or would you just let it go now?
Yeah, you know, Key, I made that decision a couple years ago. I was in Miami. We had Joe Philbin. We felt we couldn't go any further. We had an intriguing candidate in Dan Campbell, who was our head coach for the last 12 games. He was a finalist. I think Dan Campbell will be a head coach. I think that's a big factor when you make this decision, Key, is there somebody on your staff that you think realistically may have a chance at the job? Look at the job Raheem Morris is doing in Atlanta. Look, they hit a bump in the road yesterday against the Saints, which a lot of people have. But if you think someone like Raheem Morris may be your head coach in the future, that's a big factor in your decision making.
Mm-hmm. So, Mike, let's say hypothetically you land the Jets job, okay? And you have the decision to make when you come up with this. Do you keep Sam Darnold and then get other assets in the draft, or would you take Trevor Lawrence? How would you handle this situation moving forward?
Jay, well, despite the fact that Sam Darnold went to USC, I'm moving on from him. I think Trevor Lawrence is a once-in-a-generation player, and I know that's contractually obligated to say that here, guys, but in all seriousness, Trevor Lawrence to me is Andrew Luck. He's a truly-in-a-generation sort of player. He has the athleticism, he has the intangibles, and when you really look at it objectively, Sam Darnold has flashed in fairness, but he hasn't put it together consistently. And when you look at the other team in MetLife, at least Daniel Jones is getting better. There's less turnovers. You could see the progress being made. We just haven't seen that with Sam. I would try to maximize his value, get as many picks as I could, and move forward with a new coach and Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, Mike, I'm done fighting the Sam Darnold battle. Whatever y'all decide to do, y'all decide to do it as Jet fans and front office people. I'm tired of trying to say they should keep him. I've given up. So that's pretty much where I'm at. Let me ask you this. What the Giants are having, you mentioned the Giants, they're having some success. They go out to Seattle and they clip the Seahawks. How is this happening so fast for them right now?
Well, let's stay with our USC theme. Leonard Williams is having a great year. Had another 2 sacks yesterday, 8.5 for the year. They're playing with great speed on team defense in terms of rallying to the ball. They caused another turnover because of it yesterday. On offense, look, Colt McCoy was not great yesterday, but he managed the game, and Wayne Gallman was really productive, had over 150 yards rushing. They're not beating themselves, and give Joe Judge a lot of credit. They go out to Seattle, no Saquon Barkley, no Daniel Jones. They're down 5-0 at halftime, and they beat Russell Wilson in Seattle. That's a great team win, and if you're the Giants, you say, hey, you know what, we're going to get Jones back. We have Barkley for the future. Leonard Williams is a blue-chip player who's now playing up to that top 6 billing when he came out. We have a few pieces in place that we could build around, and Joe Judge deserves a ton of credit.
I agree with Mike. I'm still shocked my Giants won that game. Let's go to another team in the NFC East. What the heck is going on in Philly? Is Carson